Proverbs 1. Alright, hey guys, it is Thursday and I'm trying to get this video done so that I can get it up for you throughout the week. We will meet Sunday like we normally do, but I wanted to touch a little bit on some of the rest of Proverbs 1, which we covered the first part of it last week. So kind of as Proverbs 1 begins to unfold, there are three voices that start to become very apparent. The first voice is the voice of instruction. Now this voice is depicted as that of a father teaching his young child the ways of God, the ways of wisdom, the ways of knowledge. The first thing the father teaches his son is to check the path that he's walking on carefully. Make sure you're not walking with the wrong crowd. The application there is pretty simple. I don't think I need to explain that too much. You hang out with the wrong people, you're going to probably end up doing the wrong thing. The second kind of truth the father tells the son is that we must not toy with temptation, because it's ultimately going to lead to a trap. It's kind of like when we walk the line sometimes between what we know is right and what's wrong, and we end up doing the wrong thing and we wonder why that happened. Well, when we walk the line, it's much easier to fall into temptation, to fall to those temptations, than it is if we were to just continue on the right path and do the correct thing. The third thing that the father tells the son or the daughter is that if they decide that they're going to disobey God and harm others and oppress others and push other people down, then ultimately they're just hurting themselves. Because at the end of the day, judgment is God's and God is going to handle that. The second voice is the voice of temptation. And the kind of truth that's communicated here is that if we are around people that make it easy for us to disobey God, then these are not the kind of friends that we would want to be around, or we should want to be around. The last voice is the voice of salvation. This is depicted as a woman. The thing that you can't get around is the fact that she is communicating. As Christians, we have a job to be that voice of wisdom sometimes in a world that is so far from knowledge, that is so far from wisdom, that it's not even funny. And so although at times it may come off as judgmental, we have an obligation to communicate and to live out the Word of God in our daily lives. The people that she communicates this to, I think we could very much make some application to today. The first one is the simple person. We all know this person, we've all been around this person. This person is the person that if they read it online or their friend talks about it or they hear it on the news, they automatically believe it. But you and I both know that not everything that we read on the internet, not everything we see on Facebook, not even everything we watch on TV is true. But for these people, it is. And so those are the kind of people we're going to communicate with sometimes. The second one is the scorner. This is the person I would call Richard. Richard's the guy that's at work. He knows everything. He uses this knowledge that he feels like he has to oppress, to get over other people. And he's the kind of guy that is thinking about the response to your statement or your question or whatever it is before you even have the opportunity to communicate it. Right? You're already talking and he's already thinking about what he's going to say next. This guy knows everything and he doesn't need anything from anyone. And so this person is labeled the scorner. If you are a person, right, that is going, I've never met anyone that thinks they know everything. Hello, Richard. The third type of person we're going to run to is the fool. This person is the person that pursues what they want to pursue no matter what. And it's much like the scorner. They don't really have a regard for other people. They only care about what they want. We all know these kind of people as well. And in fact, some of us might be these people. That's the thing with all three of these types of people. I'm not sure if they're talking about one person in particular, or this is like each person falls into this one category, because the truth is, I've made every one of these mistakes. I've lived the naive life. There's been times in my life where I've been the naive person. There's times in my life that I've been the scorner that thinks I know everything and doesn't really care about what other people think. And the last one is, that foolish person, right? I've been that person. I've been the foolish person that literally puts aside things that are important in order for the things, that are not. I pursue the temporary and give up the everlasting. And she doesn't really beat around the bush. She calls people on their sin. She calls people on their issues, right? We call this an indictment. She does not hide from the fact that they've done wrong. In fact, she just simply presses into it. But she doesn't leave it there. She gives them hope. She calls them to wisdom, to knowledge. She calls them to the love that God has for them. But they don't respond well. A lot of times they'll laugh And what she does is she laughs right back at them. Because at the end of the day, we're going to have to answer for the decisions that we make and the people we decide to be. Just like everyone else. Thanks guys for watching. Look forward to seeing you next time.